Hello everybody, my name is Rachel and welcome to my channel Kalanati. Today I'm going to be doing the BookTuber Shoutouts Tag. I was mentioned by Akos and Aoife from Fred Weasley Died Laughing to do this, so thank you lovely ladies so much for mentioning me in your tag videos. And I'm not entirely sure who started this tag, but I will find that information and put the original video down in the description box below. I just want to say that if I don't mention you in this video, it's not that I don't love your channel and I don't watch all of your videos, because I do try to watch every video of every person that I am subbed to. It's just that there are a lot of you and I'm not going to be able to mention all of you, so I love you all even if I don't mention you in this video. Question number 1 is, who was the first booktuber you discovered and what was the video? The first booktuber I ever discovered, the reason that I know that booktube exists, is Thomas from SFF 180. I was searching for science fiction review blogs and websites and I came across sfreviews.net and he had linked one of his videos. I don't remember what it was though. It was probably a Mailbag Monday. It might have been a review. I honestly don't remember, but my first thought was, somebody's making videos on YouTube about books. How does that work? Because I wasn't just a booktube noob, I was also... I didn't watch YouTube at all before I discovered booktube. I know that's kind of weird. That was interesting and I just sort of went down the rabbit hole from that. I really enjoy SFF 180. I watch all the Mailbag Monday videos, and if you don't know about SFF 180 at this point and you are a fantasy science fiction lover, then you gotta go check out his channel because you learn about all the new books and he does fantastic reviews. Number 2 is, who was the most recent booktuber you subscribed to? And thanks to all of the booktuber shoutout tags in my sub feed, the most recent person I subbed to was Library at the Edge of the World, which I don't know that much about her. I just watched some of her more recent wrap-ups and I thought she had interesting book taste and was reading things that I'd never heard about. And the one before that was Chelsea from The Reading Outlaw, who reads a lot of fantasy and various stuff that I think is interesting, so you should go subscribe to her as well. Number 3 is, did any booktubers inspire you to start your own channel? Yes, mainly 2. Elizabeth from Books and Pieces made me just really excited about watching booktube videos in general. She did her history of science fiction series last summer and I was so psyched about that. I just thought, she's talking about science fiction on booktube and not many people were doing that, so I loved her videos and I wanted to kind of participate in that. But the person who really inspired me the most is Nicole from Nicole's Adventures in SFF. There was just something about the way that she does her channel with, she was doing weekly wrap-ups and reviews and some other things, and I thought, I could do that. I could really do that, and I enjoy watching her channel so much. I want to read all the things that she reads, but I also just like how rapid fire she can be about her wrap-ups and stuff, so definitely she's the reason why I wanted to start BookTube. She's also the reason why my channel took off at all, because she was the first person to shout me out, so thank you so much for that. Number 4 is, name a booktuber or booktubers that have been with you since the beginning of your channel. Basically, your earliest subscribers. I have 4 for this, and there are probably more that I'm forgetting, but these are people that I watch their channels religiously now. I talk to them. They are lovely, wonderful people with great reading taste. And that would be Paul from A Common Touch of Fantasy, Jane from Yes Miss Jane, Victoria, her channel is Victoria Harris, and Catherine from The Android's Conundrum. And I just want to say, if you watch BookTube SFF videos and you don't subscribe to them yet, please do, because they all read just a wonderful variety of stuff, science fiction, fantasy, and a lot of other things as well, and talk about them in just fantastic ways. I love them. You should go watch them too. They're also all very friendly, wonderful people. So, have I raved enough about you guys? I love you guys. Number 5 is, name a booktuber you followed since their beginning, and that would definitely be Aoife from Fred Weasley Died Laughing, because she told me she was a commenter on my videos, and she told me she had started her booktube channel, and I subscribed to her immediately, and I want to say I was the 3rd or 4th person who subbed to her channel, and I'm very happy about that. It just tickles me pink. I don't know why. That so rarely happens to me. Anyway, Aoife is a very sweet booktuber, and I don't read a lot of things that she reads, but I really like how she talks about things, and she does a lot of different types of videos as well, so go check her out, her channel. Number 6 is name a booktuber whose creativity you love, and I think that most booktubers have lots of creativity, more than I do, but I definitely want to mention Nicole from Wolf's Whistle. She reads a lot of queer lit, a lot of popular stuff too, but she's made a lot of videos about LGBTQ literature and books and characters, and I just think it's so refreshing that she's talking about like lesbian characters and stuff, you know, like best sidekicks and all that. I have enjoyed so many of her videos and the topics that she picks, so definitely go check out Nicole. Number 7 is name a booktuber whose positivity you love. This would be Erica from Snogging on Sunday Books. I don't think it's possible to get through one of her videos without smiling. Like, she's so upbeat and happy, and she has so much grace, and she's so kind to everybody. She always has very kind words for people, and that just is a great pick-me-up if you feel like you're having a bad day. She believes in you. I feel that very strongly. She believes in you. Number 8 is name a booktuber whose honesty you admire. Absolutely Yamini from The Skeptical Reader. It's right there in the name of her channel. She is critical, she doesn't forgive things, and she's very honest about it. I think that's pretty hard to do. You can get a lot of backlash, a lot of flack for not backing down from the way that you feel, especially when it can be negative, and I really appreciate that Yamini doesn't flinch away from that. She tells you exactly what she thinks, and that means, you know, that means that in the end, if she really does love something, I take that recommendation very seriously. Number 9 is name a booktuber who always makes you laugh. Brock from Let's Read. I really enjoy his sense of humor. I subscribed to him back at the very beginning of his channel with his second video, the Thud Test. It was just, I'd never seen anything like that before. It was really funny. I think it's still up, so you can go watch it if you want to, but ever since then, all of his videos have something in them that just make me smile or laugh, and he has great comedic timing, he has a great sense of humor, and he has video editing skills that help him to really pull that off as well, so highly entertaining all the way around. Number 10 is name a super friendly booktuber, someone who is always leaving you comments or replying to yours. I think that just about everybody I have met on BookTube is very friendly, and I talk to a lot of people regularly, but I recently met Patty from I Smell Books. I don't know how it's been that I have not checked out her channel in so long, but I finally did, and she is really one of the friendliest, kindest people I have ever met on BookTube. She's everywhere. You see her comments on a lot of different channels, and she always has lovely, nice, thought out responses to people, and I want to be her friend. She's so nice, so definitely one of the friendliest booktubers I've ever met. Number 11 is name a booktuber who always makes you add books to your TBR. Right now, that has got to be Bree from Stories from the Shelf. She is just always like one step ahead of me with picking up that book or that author that I've just sort of heard about, and I'm like, maybe I should read that. And then she mentions it, and I'm like, straight to the TBR, I gotta get that. I think that Bree reads a ton of interesting stuff in general, just a lot more science fiction type, speculative fiction type of stuff than I see a lot of other people reading, so if you're interested in that, definitely go check out her channel. Also, I've met her in person, and she's an excellent human being. Number 12 is name a booktuber who has a similar taste in books as you. Right now, Ottavio from the Galilean Library, he recently did like this massive SFF book haul, and I was just like, you are reading the best of the best. He's reading all the things that I have really, really enjoyed, or things that I also want to pick up, so I think that our reading taste is pretty darn similar right now, especially because he is reading a lot more like science fiction, and that's where my reading taste is going right now, so it's really great to know somebody else who is also picking up a lot of the SF titles that I have enjoyed or really want to get around to, somebody else who is reading Hugo and Nebula nominated stuff, winners of those awards, so if you're interested in SFF and you haven't heard of him before, definitely go check him out because he is reading truly like the best of the best in SFF right now. Number 13 is name a booktuber who has a different taste in books, but you still love their channel, and that would be Conrad from Just a Dust Jacket. He reads a lot of like literary, contemporary, and a lot of classics that I'm probably never going to read, but he really has a lot of knowledge about books and like the history of classics, all the context about those books. So, and he's also very honest about things. If he thinks a book is complete shiitake, he will tell you that. So I like his personality, I like his approach to BookTube, and that I really keep watching him because of that. I think he just has a kind of unusual BookTube channel, and does manage to make me more interested in reading those books, even though I probably would never have given them a second thought otherwise. So, number 14 is name a booktuber who impresses you with the amount of books that they read, and this would be Lindsay from Lindsay Ray. She reads like 5 to 7 things per week, guys. I read a goodly number of books per week, but she reads things that are much longer and sometimes a lot more than I do, and I'm just like, oh my god, I don't know how you do that. How do you do that? Number 15 is give a shout out to someone with less than 500 subscribers, someone with more than 10,000 subscribers, and someone in the middle. I don't actually subscribe to that many people who have a large number of subscribers, so I have my own range here. For my larger channel that I'm going to shout out, I have to mention Ron Lit. She just does really great stuff. Whenever I watch her videos, I feel like I'm being educated. I really do. And she makes me much more enthusiastic to read classics and to think about them in a different way and to appreciate them for just reasons that I would never have thought to appreciate classics for. Kind of in the middle, I have two. Chris from Crisper's Book Nook, because she's really lovely and she reads a lot of fantasy and she's now discovering science fiction, and I think it's very fun to see Chris discovering science fiction. She's discovered the left hand of darkness by Ursula K. Le Guin, so she's a lovely human being. Have I said the word lovely enough? Chris, you are a lovely human being. The other one in the middle is Claire Rousseau, who I don't really know. I haven't been watching her channel for that long, but once again, she's a smaller channel where she talks about fantasy and science fiction, and she does talk a lot about like the Hugo Awards and the Hugo nominees this year, and I really like that. Not a lot of people are talking about that on their BookTube channels, so I really appreciate that. The smaller channel that I want to shout out is James from Reading Musically. He's just another BookTube SFF booktuber who reads fantasy and science fiction, and I think he had to relaunch his channel a little while back for some reason, and I definitely think that he deserves more attention. I hope you guys will consider checking out a lot of these wonderful people and subscribing to them and supporting their channels. And I also want to say once again, thank you to everybody in the BookTube community who has subscribed to me and who has shouted me out or mentioned me. It is very, very much appreciated, and I hope to spread the love a little bit with this video. So thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll be back to talk to you again in my next video. Bye.